welcome into another edition of the Sunbelt Syndicate. I believe this will wrap up our baseball previews before baseball literally gets started. Most of you will be taking this in Friday morning or Friday afternoon before first pitches take place. And Marv, we're finally here.
Yeah,
it's great because the interviews have been fun, but we're now ready to see everything transpire on the mounds and on the grass and dirt. And a little bit less of the snow and ice that we're going to be dealing with here, luckily. We have ODU joining us tonight before they get rolling on Friday against Quinnipiac. And if you don't know, Quinnipiac, a pretty good hockey program. I'll be honest, you guys are going to be able to tell us a little bit more about the baseball aspect. But Coach Jonathan Hadra is joining us, TJ Aiken, and Efrain Morales. And guys, thanks very much for joining us tonight to go through this.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having us.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
yeah. So I'll jump right in. And we were kind of talking before the show started. 15 hours before you put on a uniform, head to the Bud and play your first opponent that's not your own team probably since the fall. Just level of excitement and how ready you guys to get the season started.
I'm just ready to play in the Bud. I mean, I'm just excited to play at our stadium and not be traveling as much as last year. So I'm very excited. I don't know how much sleep I'm going to get, but I'm going to be very excited.
I'm very excited myself, man. It's going to be awesome getting back in the stadium, especially after my freshman year and sophomore year and not being able to play there my sophomore year. It's going to be awesome. Just like listening to the speaker at the field, seeing the scoreboard come back on, man, it just like turns a switch on in you.
Yeah, guys, it is going to be exciting. I mean, it's been a long time coming since we've been in the Bud with the stadium project underway. And last year, the first 5 weekends were on the road. So just the fact that we are not on a bus or in a hotel right now has us really fired up. So we're excited. It's been really neat to see, kind of the stadium project come along and everyone getting the facility, kind of put back together, I guess, for these guys and letting these fellows play baseball here in Norfolk. F hasn't played, a game at the Bud yet, so he's gonna get to experience it for the first time this weekend, and we're excited for all of them for sure.
Can you kind of expand a little bit on the stadium renovation that you guys have had, for those that don't know?
Yeah. So back in 21, we had a really good team that year and good enough to host a regional, but the facility wasn't up to par. So we had to go down to South Carolina as a number 1 seed and play down in Columbia. And that kind of kickstarted this movement to upgrade the facility. And there's been a ton of, efforts by a lot of folks here at Old Dominion to raise the money for a new stadium. And basically about a year ago, they broke ground. And last season we had to play on the road. When we played at home, we either played about 30 minutes away over in Hampton, or we played, about 15 minutes down the road at the Norfolk Tides, the AAA park there. Those were our home games, and then this this fall we were able to practice here. We've had to move out our offices, our locker rooms, all of that. But the field has been able to stay. And the stadium's still not done. It's probably not going to be done until probably June or July. So we have, they've had to make some adjustments to the dugouts. They've put in, what's really kind of neat about it is they put in, I don't know, probably added about 1,000 seats in the left center gap of bleachers where our fans are going to sit because they're not going to be able to sit in the stadium. And we're really hoping that we can keep those the stands, because that's going to be an incredible view for fans and just kind of a neat little thing that's unique to our park once the stadium is done. So it's a long time coming. And it's something that, that 21 team and that 22 team are two teams that, they can hang their hat on this stadium, because they're a big part of why, TJ and F are going to get to enjoy it because of the success that those two teams had.
Nice. And you guys also, before we went, on the recording part here, TJF, you talked about the dining hall, which is also new, if I'm not mistaken, as well, right?
There it is.
What's improved there then? What are they better options or just better quality food or all of it? Just describe that to some of the people that may be listening as, possible recruits or just people who may be taking a look at ODU.
I mean, yeah, it's a variety of it's always changing. There's always different types of food. And I believe that the athletic dining hall is it's good for all athletes because you can stay there for 3 hours if you want. I mean, you can eat the whole buffet if you want. So, so I think it's just something that, if you want to gain weight in a good way, they have healthy food. So it's just something that just can help you be better off as an athlete.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that, like you said, the quality of the food is so much better than from that dining hall, the athletic dining hall, and the regular dining hall. The quality of food is way different. Like salmon, chicken Alfredo. You can eat as much chicken Alfredo you want to. I'm talking about as much as you want to, and I do that every single day. I probably put on, since the dining hall is open, I probably put on 5 or 6 more pounds than I have. So it's good. It's a good quality food.
Nice. That's awesome.
I got a question for TJ and Efrain. So, we've had a lot of teams on, and obviously the transfer portal is really popular, right? You guys were originally recruited to ODU. Just kind of talk about what brought you to ODU. And then, TJ, I was reading your bio, and I got to ask you a question because it said that you came to ODU because they were near the water and they hit a lot of home runs.
That's true. I mean, that's really why I came coaching. The coaching staff here is awesome, too. I mean, I feel like you can't get this anywhere else, man. I mean, the coaches here are awesome. Players here are awesome. I'm talking about you can do anything with anybody and have fun, man, and get better, too, and become a better human. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Nice.
And for me, it's all about family. I mean, my family comes from, it's all we're based from. I mean, I feel like our Latin culture is so strong family, and that's something that I was looking for in the recruiting process. And ODU just felt like it was a place where it was going to be family. So that was the reason why.
Nice.
Yeah, love that. Coach, talk about that aspect from your side of things. What is the selling point that maybe you focus on the most for ODU, or do you really just have to tailor it to each and every guy that you're trying to talk to and bring in?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it really holds true, and it's held true for a long time here. I mean, we've got a really proud program that has a lot of history and tradition. And we just talked about the stadium, and we have all of the resources that we need to be successful. But at the end of the day, it's been about the people in the program. It's been about our the young men that we recruit, how we go about the process in identifying the players. Are we trying to find the best baseball player? Absolutely, but we're never going to sacrifice it for the lack of character. So we're going to find the right type of human being. We want to find that guy that's got a chip on his shoulder, that's ultra competitive and loves to work. And those are the guys that fit in great here. And that's what we've, whether it's transfer portal recruiting, junior college recruiting, or high school recruiting like these guys, that's what we're chasing. That's what we're looking for. These guys know we're really upfront and honest with them in the process, and we are going to challenge them. We are going to love the heck out of them. We are going to coach them up. But we're going to tell them the truth. And, but man, it comes from an angle of we are trying to help you guys. And look, these two guys, man, these guys have had their own challenges, unique to their own journey. And there's a reason why, they're on here right now. And there's a reason why these two guys are going to be two of our leaders for this program, because they're tough-minded competitors and they've been through it in their own way. I think, that's how we try to go about our business here. But at the end of the day, it's just about getting the right people in that locker room.
Yeah. Coach and TJ and F, you guys talk about right people in the locker room. So we've got 23 returners, 19 new faces, and, first pitch is tomorrow. end of the season, like, or I guess maybe the beginning of the season, every team's got a mantra, but at the end of the year, what does this baseball team want to be known for?
We want to be known as a team that's full with passion and grit. You want to win every game, whether how do I put this in terms? We as a team collectively, we talked about it too. We want to be a team where that other team came to us and was like, wow, like they're really tough and they're really tough mentally. That's what we as a team, that's what we want to do.
And to piggyback off that, man, just be like you said, just to be the toughest team to play. I mean, like you said, I want people to come in our ballpark and leave like, man, they just waxed us. Like we're like that's a tough group. Like they're not going to strike out. They're not going to miss on a routine play. I mean, that's just a gritty team. That's what we want every team to leave thinking.
Coach, you got a different idea of what you want the identity to be, or is that it?
No, I think a big part is that's what we're going to be is what they decide we are, right? Like I think the culture and what we end up being, whatever the identity of this team is at the end of the year is going to be what our players decide it is. We can talk about it. The coaches, we can throw out, slogans and words and stuff, but at the end of the day, none of that matters. It all depends on what the players decide and how they want to do and what they want to be about. What's been neat about this group so far, because of the stadium project and some of the challenges that have come with that, this group has been a really tight group since the end of the year last year. I mean, they've been having a lot of conversations about what they want this season to be about. One of the things I think is the strength of this team is just our leadership from the older guys. They've been really vocal about, the standards that they want to uphold and live by. And, we got a bunch of new guys and they're welcoming these new guys into that locker room. They're relaying what those standards are, what it means to be an ODU baseball player. We'll see. Like we've got the group to do it. These guys are built to do it this year. We're excited. I mean, like opening day, man, like it's awesome because as a coach, like we've been working. These guys have been working so hard, and now as a coach, we could get to sit back and we get to watch them compete a little bit and go have some fun.
Yeah, I want to piggyback off of that question. You talked about senior leadership, and it's no secret, right? With the portal, everyone's got a lot of new faces every year. How much do you, as a coaching staff, rely on guys like TJ and F who have been in the program when you're bringing these kids in? I'm sure they get to interact with one another, and might be a great ball player, but might not be a good cultural fit for you guys. How much do y'all lean on your senior leadership to say, hey, does this guy fit in with us?
Oh, man, it's huge. Like you ask these guys, anytime we have recruits on campus, we're making sure those recruits are with the current guys. And there's always follow-up conversations after those visits. Hey, what do you got? How does he fit into the locker room? That sort of a thing. Because at the end of the day, like I said, a couple minutes ago, it's about making sure we get the right guys into that locker room because the right guys in that locker room value what ODU baseball is about. And that's so important because it ain't easy. There's going to be challenges. And if you have guys in there that value what our program is about, then they're going to be able to stay resilient through all those challenges and work through things together, which I think is really, really important. So, it's everything. It really is. Like we are always involving our current guys in that recruiting process to vet, that the character side of those recruits.
Nice. F, I got a question for you. You're from our neck of the woods, as we said. Marv's over there in Clayton. I'm in Chapel Hill. You're from Raleigh, but you obviously were in Hillsborough for high school with a Cedar Ridge connection there. What was it that in this area that got you on the obviously I would assume you're playing baseball from a young age, but was travel ball a bigger aspect to, you getting a look towards ODU, or was it the high school ball that they kind of found you in?
So it was Coach Marin that found me in travel ball. I played for the South Charlotte Panthers, and I was getting recruited by Marin and Logan Robbins at the time. But funny to say, my first Zoom with ODU, it was Hage. Hage was, I believe I was Hage's first recruit. If not, I was one of the first. I believe. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was literally the day that I had resigned from VMI. It was a Tuesday, and we were on a Zoom call Tuesday evening.
Yep.
Wasting
Now
no time.
today,
Huh?
I committed.
Yeah. So, and he committed that night. It was great. And believe me, it had nothing to do with me. Marin and Logan did a fantastic job. And F pulled the trigger, and yeah, it was awesome. Very cool.
So,
That's
TJ,
great.
kind of a follow-up question about your hometown. So we told you before the show, Dominick and I both went to App State. You're from the hometown of probably the most famous App State athlete of all time. I'm assuming you know who I'm talking about?
Edwards, Anthony. I mean, not Anthony.
Armani Edwards. Yeah,
Marnie Edwards. Yes, sir. He went to my high school. Yep.
Oh, did he? Very cool. Very cool. How did you find your way to Old Dominion?
Same thing. I played with South Charlotte Panthers, and Logan gave me a call. I came on a visit, and I committed a couple of days after that.
Did you guys play together?
No, he was on a younger team. I was on a little bit older team.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I was going to say, no wonder the chemistry's so good. As soon as you guys jumped on, I'm like, these aren't just like two dudes that they're like, hey, you guys both have to come do this. Like, this was like, we got these guys that like each other and hang out. It's funny, TJ, I have distant cousins who went to 96 high school down there.
Okay.
So,
not
and
a lot of people.
Exactly.
Know about 96. I'm talking about it's 2 red lights. I'm talking about you going through town. You're probably there for 5 seconds and you're out.
I was gonna say exactly the same thing because they told me there is two red lights in our town, and I've been there like once. It's funny because like Greenwood, it's not far, right? What is it? 20 minutes, maybe?
No, it's probably like 10. Where I'm from, it's probably like 10 minutes. I live like on the outskirts, like a little towards the lake.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, yeah. With the wakeboard, you said you're a wakeboarder, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
Yeah. So that makes sense because they were water lake people too, because they're being down there in that area. But it's funny, pull up that map and you see Greenwood looks massive compared to 96 because it's just like over here by itself. So it's awesome to see people come from these smaller towns. Obviously, like I said, Greenwood's not quite as small.
Go ahead. But that's where I went to school at, probably from K5 to about 5th grade. I went to 96. That's where my mom's from. Yes, sir.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I just thought that was an interesting thing. Go ahead, Marv.
Hey, before we jump into the schedule here, we'll kind of look at non-conference and conference schedule. And we've talked about the culture and the guys in the locker room. Who are some guys that maybe ODU fans don't know that maybe newcomers into the program, or guys that have kind of bought their time and now they're going to pop off and be household names by the end of the season?
I believe that Nick Felton is a great addition. I mean, he's not only just on the field, but off the field, he's a leader in school, and he's a competitor, and he loves to compete, and that's what we are about. And it's about competing and being a great team. So I believe he's a great addition, and he's a freshman.
I think William Johnson, he goes by Will. We call him Willie, but I think he's going to be an awesome player, man. He's good shortstop.
Nice. Coach, anybody that haven't said that you think is just going to break out this year?
I think I'm really excited about Darren Kuski. I think he's going to be a special player for us this year. He's going to pitch tomorrow. He's a transfer from USC Upstate. It's always neat to see, how transfers kind of assimilate themselves into the locker room, and you hear returning guys like TJ and F talk about these guys, because Darren and some of these other transfers, they kind of were raised into another program, and now they're coming into ours. And I mean, the way he's just coming in the locker room, he's fit right in. He's very comfortable. The guys trust him. He's a fantastic teammate. And I can say that about all those guys that have come in, from the portal. So he's done a really, really good job. But even guys like Mac's done a fantastic job of coming in, and he's going to be a guy that he's a local guy, transferred from UNC. He was at Liberty his freshman year, and he's going to catch a bunch for us. And then Marcus Van Alstine, who was at VMI prior to Old Dominion, Again, another guy, he's the right-handed arm that's going to pitch a lot of really meaningful innings for us. Those are two more guys that have just done a really good job that I think, ODU fans are really going to enjoy watching this season. So they've done a really good job so far of just buying into the program and, they're going to leave their mark on it, when they leave, that's for sure, because they're fantastic human beings.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into that schedule. As we said to start the show, you're starting off with Quinnipiac. Obviously, that's going to be the first one that you guys are going to be pumped up about for obvious reasons. But talk about some of these other aspects of this out-of-conference schedule first. You've got ECU on there. You've got a shot at Virginia. You've got VCU. Is there a team, TJ, let's start with you, that's sticking out for some reason or another, whether it's home or away?
I wouldn't say any team in particular. I mean, like I said, just win one game at a time. But if there was a team, it would be ECU. I mean, I have a couple of good friends on that team, and it'd just be nice to chat up with them. But other than that, man, I'm just looking forward to playing one team at a time and winning one game at a time.
Hey, TJ, do y'all play at LeClaire in Greenville?
Oh, yes, sir. We do.
Yeah, you're an outfielder?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
so
sir.
I grew up in Greenville. I could ride my bike to the stadium. The outfield is what they call the jungle, just earmuffs.
Yes, sir. I dealt with a little bit last year.
Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. So you've been
I know
there.
it's about.
Yeah. How about you, anything that you got circled, whether know people on the team or just looking forward to traveling there, or anybody that you're looking forward to having come to the Bud?
I mean, like TJ said, we're just glad that just game by game, try and win every single game. And a place that stands out is ECU just because, it's closer for my family. It's an easier drive for them. So it's just my whole family could be there, and that'd be nice.
Yeah, that one makes sense. I that's one of those ones, and we won't get off on a tangent, but we've often talked about and heard in rumors like ECU makes sense to be a sunbelt team with the other teams that are here, the geographic portion of it. It's something that hopefully down the line could come to fruition. We're not there yet, but Coach, what about you for anything out of conference wise? We'll get into some of the stuff with conference teams that have some connection, but do you have any connections on coaching staffs on some of these things? And were you a part of making some of the schedule, or is that not part of one of your duties?
Yeah, Coach Finwood does the majority of the scheduling. Coach Mayer and I, we help out, and Coach Panic, we all three of us help out a little bit, but he does the majority of it. I'm excited about this schedule. I think the schedule is going to challenge us early on. Quinnipiac is coming in. They typically are a very, very strong program. I know we played them a few years back at VMI and really didn't know much about them there then, and they came in and man, they were really good. I mean, they're a regional team, but a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken, down in Greenville, I believe, down in East Carolina, I think. So they're always, typically at the top of their league and very, very competitive. And, then we got Charlotte, obviously. I mean, look, going back to the Conference USA days, we've played them ever since we got out of the league, a home and home, and those are always extremely competitive series. And then obviously UConn is coming in that next weekend, which, they're always a postseason team, it seems like. So, the idea behind the scheduling is to make sure that we're able to challenge the guys and just kind of get them up to the speed of the game so that they are ready for that Sunbelt slate when it comes in. And then obviously, the in-state opponents between William & Mary, UVA, Richmond, VCU, whatever. I mean, those are always fun, especially, I'm a Virginia guy. So playing the other Virginia schools is always, that's always a cool thing. And I'm from Richmond. So, getting back to Richmond and seeing family and friends there is always neat for me. But then obviously you got UVA on the slate, and you don't need to really say a lot about them. Everybody knows how successful they've been, historically. So all incredibly challenging games, but none of them are more important than the one that's right in front of us that day. So we're just going to assume that everybody's going to play their best on that given day, and whatever happens, happens.
I'm just happy that two people pronounced Quinnipiac before I had to say it, because I would have butchered that in a hurry. Yeah, and Coach, I kind of want to follow up on something you said. A lot of in-state teams, right? how important is it to win in state, not just for bragging rights? And I know it's good to travel because, it's regional. And if you got local kids, their families get to see them play, but also recruiting. Like how important is it to win the state?
Yeah, I do think it's important, right? I mean, there's just a certain part of recruiting that it helps when you do have some success against your in-state opponents. But with the portal and the way recruiting has changed the entire landscape, like that might be a little different now than maybe it was 10 years ago. Because, recruiting has become, it's less necessary, in state now, and it's a little bit more national than it used to be, right? I mean, and that's kind of the neat thing, like with our roster. I mean, shoot, F grew up in Miami, born in Puerto Rico. We've got guys from the Pacific Northwest. We've got guys from LA to the Northeast, from Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, we're literally all over the country. So I think it's a strength of ours as a roster because we have guys from different backgrounds. That's very much a strength. But, it definitely is a good thing from a recruiting standpoint when you can have some success against your in-state opponents. It's probably not like it used to be when we played, but that's okay. Times change,
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, you've still got one more in-state opponent that just happens to be in the sunbelt. So, you've got this JMU team that you're going to end the season. I feel like they did that to you guys on purpose, both of you. Like, just like, let's put these guys against each other the last series of conference slate. So I like that. I think one of the aspects of the Sunbelt that we all enjoy across most of our sports is that there's consistent. We look at these guys as a rival type games, right? There's a lot of bigger conferences. We used the analogy the other day, the SEC hates each other every week. It's not like, oh, we only dislike these two teams. We don't like these guys every time. And I feel like in a good way, the Sun Belt has that same type of atmosphere. But you guys also have a heck of a slate. Once again, as we've said this for almost everybody, you got a hard slate outside of the conference, and it doesn't get any easier once you get in here. Which is good because it can pump up the RPI, can pump up everything when you start winning in these games. Is there one, Coach, we'll start with you and go back up through TJF here, that you are circling once again for somebody or you just really like to travel to this particular stadium or just the area in general?
Man, I think one of the coolest things about this league is there are 0 off weekends. I mean, every weekend is an absolute grind. The venues are awesome. Last year we got to go to Southern Miss for the very first time, and what an incredible place to play college baseball. We've been to Coastal Carolina before. We were there a couple of years ago. Obviously they're on our side of the league, and we get to go back there this year. I mean, look, we're excited about that. That's going to be a heck of a challenge, especially with what they did last year and the guys that they have coming back, and it's a fantastic program. An incredible test for us. And I'm really looking forward to getting our guys, and put them in front of those fans and, across the field from that team and watch them, compete. That's going to be a lot of fun to put the guys in that situation. Obviously JMU, like they're right down the road. We know those guys really, really well. I work for their head coach. Their head coach played for our head coach, so like we've got a bunch of ties there and know each other really, really well. And so, the league is fantastic. It's a lot of fun. And what an awesome opportunity we get to be able to compete in this league.
Yeah. Did you play under Coach Ike as well?
So Ike was his first year as the head coach was my senior year in college. So, yeah, my head coach, Tommy Slater, whose son actually now plays for us here at Old Dominion. So, Slates is down in Florida right now. So,
nice. Okay. Yeah, I saw that there was a little crossover. It says, do you know Tanner Bagini over on the staff at JMU? And you guys missed each other in school, but
we didn't go to school each other. I coached Tanner for 1 year.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I love that because that creates, obviously a little bit of a competitive rivalry, but also like the fact you know these guys, it makes it fun to probably play against them. So that's a really interesting aspect when we started diving into, where you guys had spent time and where paths had maybe crossed. TJ, start with you on the in-conference slate. Anybody in particular you're excited to go up against in this portion of it?
I'd definitely say Coastal, just because of the atmosphere, and also it'll be close travel for my parents and my rest of my family as well.
Makes sense. Yeah, F.
I probably gotta say the same thing. I'd say Coastal. I went to a game 2 years ago, and that atmosphere, I mean, it gave me the chills, gave me the goosebumps. And just seeing the guys, I mean, competing against a good team. I mean, it was fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a ton of sense. Go ahead, Marv.
I want to piggyback off of something that Coach said, and for people that listen to us all the time, I know we sound like a broken record, but we always say the sunbelt is not a mid-major conference in baseball. I mean, it's a Power 4 baseball conference. If you look at what Coastal did, the fact that 21 draft picks last year, typically have 4 teams, go to a regional, a couple host. Can you guys just talk about the quality of play that you see every weekend, any team that you guys play against? Because I mean, there's dudes all over the field anywhere you go.
Yeah, man. No team's a pushover in this league. I'm talking about, like Age said, you got to grit your teeth, nails, and everything just to get a win. I'm talking about it's just a tough conference. I mean, you just got to do everything you got to do to win in this conference.
I mean, TJ just explained it pretty good right there, I'm being honest.
Coach, let me ask you a question. From the recruiting standpoint, it's got to be an advantage being in this conference when you can go, whether it's a transfer, a JUCO kid, or a high school kid, and say, hey, listen, you can get drafted out of this league, and you can go to Omaha out of this league. I'm sure that's a selling point when you're talking to kids to get them to come into the program.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's nothing but a selling point, because the good thing about it is it's going to attract the right type of kid, right? Like if they're not a very competitive individual, then it's probably not a good fit. Like that's just the reality of it, So we're very, very clear and upfront with the quality of the league and the opponents. And we like guys that embrace that challenge and they get excited about it because it needs to be exciting. We need to be pumped to go into all of these fantastic programs at different venues that, like, look, it gets rowdy on the road in the sunbelt. It's awesome. Like there's no other way we would want to have it. And once our stadium is done and it's all finished up, like our venue is going to be top half in the league as far as the quality of venues. So it's a great league. It's something that it's a league that if you take care of business and you do your job, you're going to have an opportunity to play in the postseason. And that's what we're fighting for. You get in the postseason, then anything can happen. And it starts with a belief that it can be done. And these guys know that, they believe it. And it's right there for us. It's just, we got to go through some pretty quality opponents to make it happen, but we wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah. No, I mean, playing in this conference, like Dom said, this is an RPI resume builder built in, right? You don't get to avoid it. I got one last question. I asked this question, but before we get to our fun question, I asked this question to everyone that comes on. I coach a lot of youth baseball, part of a tribal organization. We've got our little kids at 8 all the way up to 15. A lot of my kids listen to the podcast. My 2 boys play ball, and y'all know how it is because you were in those shoes, right? 10, 12, 13 years old, you're in the backyard playing wiffle ball, Game 7 of the World Series. Every kid growing up that's in love with the game of baseball before it becomes a job wants to go D1, wants to get drafted, and wants to get a shot to go to the show. And you guys are living that right now. So if you could talk to a young kid who's 10, 12, still falling in love with the game and they have those aspirations, what would be the best tip that you would give them to kind of stay the course?
I'm going to say that it's about failure. I mean, this game, as a hitter, you're going to fail 7 times. And Hall of Famers hit 300 and they're failing 7 times, If I were to tell my young self as a 12-year-old, I'll tell him, don't beat yourself up when you're failing. That was really big when I was young, and I was just trying to beat myself up when I was failing. At that age, you're just trying to have fun and just trying to compete. You should never, forget about the stats. It should be, hey, did I swing at a good pitch? Hey, did I have a good at-bat here? And it's just something that I struggle with, and I don't want any other kid to struggle with that because stats honestly never it's what you do to get – if you have a good at-bat, your stats are more than likely going to be good.
I say the same thing. Just have fun and compete your tail off. That's really the only two things that really matter. Honestly, I mean, as long as you're having fun, you're competing your tail off, what more can you ask for? Especially as a kid.
Yeah. Coach, same question to you.
Yeah, I would tell any young person to dream so big that it's almost scary.
Yeah.
Like, and when people want to put a ceiling on you and they want to say, nope, you can't do it because you're too short or you're not fast enough, then you don't listen to them. And because this game, man, like, it is unbelievable what the opportunities, the relationships, the lessons that this game teaches us. And, for any young person, man, shoot for the moon. And hopefully that dream is so daggone big, it's scary. And go for it. There's going to be some point when somebody says, hey, man, you're not good enough to play anymore. It happens to all of us, happens to every single person that ever plays this game. And if you're lucky enough to play until you're 40, awesome, dude. If your time is done at 21 or 22 or 18, it's all good.
Yeah.
But just play as long as you can play. And don't let anybody tell you that, nah, man, like you can't do that. Like, go play, enjoy the heck out of it, be coachable, be a great teammate, man, and you'll love every minute of it.
That's awesome. You'll probably have 40 kids listening to this tomorrow morning. So I always like to have them listen to the answers and sit down with them. And Coach, I love that. Just dream big, man. Like, chase it until someone tells you can't do it anymore. Just keep doing it.
Yep.
Absolutely. Guys, we're going to end with a few fun questions. So first of all, I like the energy and enthusiasm we came into with this thing. So I got to know what you're doing to bring that to the field. So what is the walkout song for each of you before we get started into the season here?
All right. Mine is Walkthrough. Like, you know who Rich Homie Quan is?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. That's Walkthrough by Rich Homie Quan.
We may be old, but we're not quite that old.
Mine is literally oh. It's a Spanish song that William Johnson put me on to, and I've been listening to it for a while now, and I love
First
it.
of all, I
It's
love
really
how you
good.
guys
I
are
can back
calling
it
him
up.
William
No, it's
Johnson
good.
because
Yeah,
y'all
yeah,
never call him
it's
William
good
Johnson.
stuff.
You always call him Willie J. You guys are calling William Johnson on this. This is hilarious. This is great.
Willie J. Willie Manziel, whatever you want to call him.
Coach, do you ever hear somebody come out to a walkout song? You're like, oh man, that's not a good one.
Yeah, all the time. But like my thing is like, as long as like, if the walkout song, if like kind of the heads start bobbing a little bit, you kind of see the heads going a little bit. It's like, all right. Like, I don't know what they're saying right now, but like, no, this is a good one. This is a good one. I'll take this one. It's good. I'm good.
Are there any jokesters on the team that are going to come out to something wonky because they know it's going to make people laugh, or is this more of a fun but serious crowd when it comes to the walkout song?
I'd say fun but serious.
Yeah,
Fun but serious. I don't think nobody has like an extreme like out of the ordinary song.
I think all of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, Scotty probably tried to
Scotty,
sneak
somebody would do
some
it.
in there, but I don't know if it happened.
Going on the music theme, when you walk into the clubhouse, who on the team's the clubhouse DJ? Who's got the best playlist?
Luke Waters, best playlist.
Best playlist?
He knows how to mix it up. I'll
There
say
you go.
that. Like, you have your country, you have your R&B, hip hop. It'll be everything.
All right, I got one last question. You guys talked about the renovation. You played on the road a lot last year. You guys a big Mafia team when you get on the bus? Is that the game that everybody goes? Yeah.
And
All right.
it will not stop. It will not stop. Like from the time the bus leaves the parking lot until we get there.
Yo,
Like, there was somehow it'd be like a 10-hour bus ride. There was somehow still be 15 people playing.
Coach, you ever get in, or you just listen?
No. I just nope. That's for the boys.
Was that a thing for you in your playing days, or is this like a newer game?
No. We played cards. We didn't do much. We played cards a bunch.
Gotcha. Okay. I figured. I mean, I hear stuff. I'm a big hockey guy. I listen to stuff in the background. And like back in the day, they're talking about like smoking on planes, playing cards. So like cards just seem to be the old school thing. And they say it would get really competitive. So I can imagine on the baseball trips, it was the same
spades
way.
or euchre, or we played them all, and they get heated at times, but it's all good.
Last year we played. I don't know if y'all know what it is. Dominoes, double nine. Man, we get heated on dominoes. I mean, I love dominoes. I grew up playing dominoes, and I've been teaching the guys how to play dominoes. And it's
who's the
fun.
best dominoes player on the team, F?
I'm gonna say
over there, or you.
I mean, I want to say me, but I'm the teacher, so I talk.
He is the teacher. He's like the Yoda. He's like the Yoda.
so he lets y'all win sometimes, so you'll play him again. But in the back,
no, they for sure have gotten good though. They've gotten good throughout the game, so
nice.
They could compete. They could compete.
There you go.
I like that. I like the dominoes aspect. That's one I haven't heard yet before. So that's a really cool one that would be fun to do on the road. Another fun question to kind of maybe wrap things up on. We've got you guys about to start, but we also have the Winter Olympics ongoing. It's not a thing that we see all that often, right? Every 4 years with the winter stuff. Nothing real close to baseball, at least in my eyes. Maybe there's something you guys are seeing. But I'm going to have Coach start with this one maybe and see if there's something that he would put himself in as far as competition goes here.
Man, I got to go with recency bias here. I have been locked in on the curling for the past 3 days. I don't understand the sport at all. I know there's a green circle, and if that rock thing is in the green circle, it's probably good. But that's really about it. It's kind of like a combination of cornhole and horseshoes or something on ice. And so I don't know how to play, but it looks awesome. So yeah, I'm going to go with curling.
I like it.
I don't understand it though.
Yeah, they throw the rock, it hits, and everything gets cleared off, and they celebrate. And I'm like, was that good?
Yeah.
I guess so.
One person's throwing the rock, the other person's yelling at them. I don't know what they're saying. Then they celebrate. So
I
awesome.
think it's like bocce ball or shuffleboard on ice. I don't know. I
can't skate, so it's like I'd play it. So I don't know. But just I've been locked in on it the past couple of days.
Yeah, I feel like it's a great husband-wife thing where she throws the rock and the guys just be going sweep, clean.
Yeah, she gets to yell at him a little bit. That's
it'd probably just be enjoyable for that aspect. I don't know, maybe just me. TJ, let's hear your thoughts here, man. You're Greenwood, South Carolina. I don't really think you've got a whole lot of winter sports going on here. F's really going to be in the same boat with Miami, the Florida aspect. But I don't know, TJ, what are you picking here?
I mean, the thing I see the most, on social media, is the ski jumping. I would definitely do that because it actually looks fun. So that's probably something I would do. I probably won't be good at it, but I'll give it a try.
I like it because no one else has taken the chance on ski jumping. Everybody's got, other answers, but ski jumping is awesome because no one else has chosen it. So I already like that as one of my favorite choices so far. F, what are you looking at here? What are you trying out?
So I just saw the movie Cool Runnings, and I mean, it was a funny movie, and I just thought, I mean, if they can do it in a warm temperature and then go to the cold and do it, I mean, that's just. But yeah, bobsledding was it called? Bobsledding?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you carrying the lucky egg in your pocket?
Yeah.
Was that a team building movie by chance, or is that just something that you heard about and you had to watch?
I just saw it on my TV and I was like, oh, what movie is this? And I was just put it on.
Okay.
I like to watch sport movies. So
there you go.
Every night.
Yeah. We watch movies
every night.
Yeah.
Every night the practice, we go to the dining hall, come straight here, sit on the couch, turn on a movie.
While you polish off some more chicken Alfredo, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. So TJ, you've seen Cool Runnings as well, then?
No, I have not. I think you watched it by yourself, didn't you? Yeah, but I say yeah.
I told the guys to watch with me, but none of the guys wanted to watch it with me. So, but they're missing out. It's a great movie.
I was gonna say, I don't think. Yeah, Marv, Coach, I'm sure you could agree. I'm sure you've seen this. It's a classic
movie.
Yeah,
it is classic. You have to watch it. Yes.
Yeah. It's John Candy in that, right?
Yeah, it's John Candy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely don't miss out on that one. TJ, this is the perfect
I'm gonna
time
watch
to watch it too. This is
Okay.
perfect timing.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to watch then.
Yeah.
Hey, last question for you guys. People watch this and they kind of like want to keep up with your journey and keep up with your season. Where can they find you guys on social media?
You can find me on Instagram. It should be Efra, EFRA.Morales 3. That'll be my Instagram.
Mine is _ Travis Aiken.
Nice.
I don't do Instagram, but I got I guess X at Coach Hage 2
Coaches have to have it because you get kids hitting you up all the time, huh?
all the time. It's good for recruiting.
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely is. Yeah. As we know, Marvin, I have heard a couple times that some of these coaches are like, man, somebody should give these kids a class on like how to get it to us in a, something that makes sense and is not too much and not too little.
Yeah. So how much time do we have to talk about that? You might run out a little bit of time here,
It's funny. I've got a local kid here who's starting to get recruited. He's going to be a really good baseball player, and I coach travel ball, right? So he sends me an email. He's like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" To send off the coaches. I'm like, "Man, I don't have a clue, man. I wish I could help you, but I think they probably want to know who you are, what position you play, your size measurements, maybe a link to your perfect game page, and a couple of videos. But if you got 2 minutes, if there's a kid that wants to get recruited and he's sending you something, what are the highlights that a coach is looking for?
I think if they're say they're tagging us on or an email's good, saying, "Hey, Coach Hadra, I'm interested in ODU," whatever. I think the key is when they're sending those emails to make sure they're writing those emails like personally. They're doing their homework and doing research on the institution that they're emailing. Like we know when we get mass emails, we want somebody that's interested in our program for whatever reason, right? So I think that's the first is like personalize it, do some homework on that institution, and then also just put in there, if you've got a Twitter handle that has some video, put that in the email. Perfect game link, like you said, that has some stats or videos or whatever, or schedule, and that's a good start. But I think the big thing is personalizing that email, because that means something. That means that this young man has done some research. They've taken the time to research us, and we're going to take the time to do some digging.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Yeah.
Good ideas. So, that holds true for the professional world too. I feel like I'm in sales. Marv is in a similar situation. It's like, I can tell when you just sent me something just to say it, you sent something. So yeah, a little bit of time and effort goes a long way. Speaking of time and effort, thank you gentlemen very much for joining us tonight. All the best of luck throughout the rest of the season. And of course, against Quinnipiac in this opening weekend set.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys. Really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
See you later.